Продолжение следует. Без вступления, да, значит?
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Кстати, зовут ты нашего персонажа хоть? Макол или случай? Хотя вряд ли, конечно.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Болото.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Я на болото не похоже, но идет как будто в болоте. Хотя, может, и болото.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Да, болото все-таки.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded.
Ну, вон ориентир.
The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Господи, щита мана барит, да? Секрет какой будет показываться.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Да ладно. Патронов нету.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Патроны. О. Давай, следи. Ну. Где находила? У меня рядом. Беги. А, там никого. Там дядька с дробовиком. Давай, следи за ним, следи. Ну, вот не следи там нифига. Ни одни способности не работают.
and I was under serious attack, and my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Патронов опять нету.
Somebody kill that son of a bitch!
О, обрезанная винтовка. И такой интересный. Она, видимо, на ближней дистанции получше, вот на дальней вообще никак. Ладно, пока я с ней похожу, но в следующий раз я пойму препарировать новости.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
А сейчас мы поди своих найдем. Ну, золотая методка, как я и говорил. Какие хорошие возможности поменяем.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon
Oh,
Да не может быть, что было настолько скучно. Вот это Макс, кстати.
Steve? Steve?
huh? Oh, no.
Стреляй!
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Ну, конечно. Надо же как-то развлечь публику, а вот и придумал. А что тут индейцы-то?
There were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying
Я же
attention.
говорю.
Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
Стал глазам отдохнуть, а нос и рот работать.
Where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers.
Я ради
Being a
опыта.
brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Зачем, кстати, вот эти бочки с порохом на болоте?
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son of a bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. Kansans breed like rabbits. Or Smiths or Offers or who
Реально не
knows
видел.
what.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son of a bitch!
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Это же поинтереснее.
just end this.
Easy, baby, easy. Хотел только сказать, снайпер вам не проснулся. Печально. Это свой, что ли? Так, парень Симен. Где, кстати, указатель, где брат? Парень Симен был не мой. Надо же сейчас запуском. Динамита нет.
What are you gonna do?
С платным-то не обязательно. О, динамит классно.
Can't believe you keep missing.
Those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Что много плохих парней. Интересно, кто эти привязки делал на древе? Показателя. Еще и стрелочка там была. Уже, в принципе, и так один путь.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps? Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board.
А колесо сзади, видимо. Либо
It was
спереди, не
in that a
поймешь.
fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high. And those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men,
А, это не бочка.
I thought I saw some familiar faces.
А, он с миниганом был, ё-моё. Ну, тут даже не бочка. Где почка, ты поймешь?
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Вроде бы, кстати... Вроде бы как ты можешь ходить с двумя револьверами. Способность какая-то. Но, если честно, я до сих пор так и не прочитал. Да и смысла нет, я только качаю винтовку и все.
Right about then, much to my relief, the
Как они
vigilantes
сюда попали
finally
без боя, на
arrived.
самый верх?
Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly
Может,
at
он на
the
них и работал?
Daltons. I finally had him, after months of dogged pursuit.
Пусть он предаст. Наверняка предаст. Иначе это не поддается логике.
But it turned out that they had me.
Я же
Take
говорил.
him out! I'm sending you to
Предсказуемо.
The Daltons had played me
Not
like
so
a
tough after
fiddle.
all, is it?
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
We're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God,
Куда
But
дальше?
getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Breeze?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was
Да,
coughing
эти
up
секреты.
smoke and pretty damn
Тебе не
pissed.
секрет.
I was done playing games with those boys.
Что за фигня? Почему, когда я только выбил дверь, меня сразу грохнуло? Непонятно, непонятно.
But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a
It
challenge.
was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
what I'm-
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God,
Ей нужно встретить до
But
конца,
getting
пока
back to
рассказ
that
не закончился.
steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Breeze?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Он сам стреляет. Ну, в смысле, если я отпущу, то в это время стреляет. По инерции. Да ладно, сквозирование может убить. Видимо, куда я повернул, туда не буду бежать. Я так понимаю. Вот, например, оп. Нет. Ну, я себе меткой съел, сейчас поможу.
Bob and Grad weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Самое главное — скорость. Как?
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds.
Ну, с 4-го раза.
Paroled 14 years later. He moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers. My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Все предыстории.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Видимо, это было самое-самое начало. Но об этом мы никак не можем узнать. Если только следить за датами, но я этого явно не делал.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer.
Хорошо, что он остановился, ты бы сейчас
They
упал.
blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Я за секретиком пришел. Класс. Возможно, быстро пролистал. Но не думаю, что кому-то это тоже интересно читать. Я обычно из тех, кто играет ради сюжета, но даже я так не читаю.
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
Ого. Вполне. Хоть что-то работает.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge. What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
Shit.
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route.
Оп, лошадка, извини. Не знал, что ты тут.
First, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Ну, что дальше качать? Я не знаю. Вот, револьвер в каждой руке. Это мне ни к чему. Живучести плюсик. Динамитов дофигища.
Into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day. As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Да, что-то не поворачиваешься откуда. Ты вообще, блин, тут мост построил такой. Успел, гад.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Ну, странно, что эти остались. Тишина такая.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Ладно, опять перегруз.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Очень жаль. Я от нее отказался от помощи.
Take cover! Retreat! Retreat! Killing everybody! Ready to meet your maker. He'll kill us all!
Ну, я почти, кстати, динамит правильно кинул. Большим недолетом, но правильно. В поисках самородка, если что. Ну, я надеюсь, мы уже близко к концу. Игрушка, конечно, не еще так, но без сюжета, там есть озвучка, читать некогда.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Обратно, обратно, пожалуйста. И замедление времени. Почему я не могу обратно? Ни вперед, ни назад. Как он взорвался?
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Я не могу никак понять, что на что влияет. Почему бывает, что я даже не успеваю достать, а он мне уже пуляет? Не из-за скорости все-таки дело.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Ну, раза со
They
снова
ended
муж
up
прошел,
living down
может
there
даже
for
больше.
many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Честно убит, но классно. Несмотря на то, что я за Гаттингом был, с точностью сильно по нему упала.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with them.
That Kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he? Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado. Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down. Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Отклоняюсь от истории, не туда иду, что ли? Интересно, это влияет только на дробовики или вообще? Динамита. Ладно, динамит это всегда хорошо.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific.
Да уж, без дедушки было бы хреновенько.
The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Просто шнур перестрелите все.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Мне кажется, там что-то пропсували.
A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you
там
blow us
точно
up
всё?
now. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Damn it! What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. See? One wrong shot, and they never would have found all the pieces of me.
Видимо, нельзя
Don't you
динамит
blow us
кидать.
up now.
Это я хотел
Don't
узнать.
worry, I know what I'm doing.
Бочки, в принципе, взрывать можно, а динамит кидать нельзя.
What the hell?
It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
Где-то, подавиться.
Just wanna die.
Разминировать это. Ну ладно.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Let's just do this.
Что-то как-то кукла пошла. Динамит кидать нельзя, да, значит? А, так сбоку стреляли. Вот она в чем проблема. А я-то думаю, что тут так хреново все.
You know you can't beat me.
Что где-то был?
Ready to meet your maker.
У него что, на лице
What
броня была?
happened then?
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
Даже интересненько было. Интересно, он же в карман ложит
It must
этот
have been
динамит, да?
terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Ну, вроде еще немножко осталось. Патронов тем временем нету. В данной игре предпочтительнее носить оружие, у которого много патронов,
Funny you should
которому
mention
больно
that,
бьет.
darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
I'm gonna cut you in two. If I'm going out, I'm taking you with me. If I'm going out, I'm taking you with me.
Да ё-моё, я даже не туда смотрю. А, в шляпу стрелять надо. Тут у него на морде реально что-то есть. Удивительно, как ему не было больно, когда я сюда стрелял.
These rangers in a cat in a room full of rocket chairs.
So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't gonna work. I needed an alternate path forward.
Смотрите-ка. Вроде тут есть лестница, и там есть лестница. И где там секретик? А, вижу. Карри. А, так, стоп, мне сюда не надо было. Полезли назад. Ну и тут, в принципе, есть ли смысл? Сейчас узнаем. Негоже будет запутаться. Ага. Я тут все зря делал. Чего ты не прыгаешь?
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Нифига себе пердить. Ты упал. Как я его опережу. Секретчик еще тут лежит. Остановите пламя. Остановите.
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but
Дыхание прибью.
thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer.
Да смысл ты уже говоришь. Прыжок закосячил. Надеюсь, секретик взялся. Оп, опять.
Of course, I had to tread carefully. Otherwise, I could, well,
Ты два раза уже
die.
помню. Так, поворот и прыжок. Поворот и прыжок.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Странно, что врагов нету. Погасить, погасить. Фух.
Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today.
Ну, он даже не обгоревший. И как ты вообще стоишь? Как ты вообще тут ходишь и не падаешь?
Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge.
Я себе его зарядил, а на обгорел.
Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Но если бы одна опора взорвалась не потому, что это было бы очень плохо. Но хотя центр тяжести бы поменялся и все, могло сломаться. Ну, это в теории.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
These Tracer Kid Curry asked me. Not even a damn fruit I'm done with you.
Стрелили. Молодцы. Ну, больше эту ошибку не допустил.
Curry asked me.
А, вот отметки, да, значит?
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn
Осталось
Gatling
понять, как
gun.
держится,
It was hidden
автоматически
in
в
this
голову
tunnel
стрелял.
and pretty well shielded.
Нифига себе. Классная штука. Доберемся мы до этого Карри. Доберемся.
That's right. Run!
Смотри, сам будет пытаться туда-сюда. Как настоящий босс. Глаза крови залились, поэтому решил добить до последнего. Есть смысл отсюда стрелять. А может и нет смысла отсюда стрелять.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Ну-ка, я уже рядышком. У меня уже 8 динамитов, да? А смысла, видимо, нету стрелять. Забежать могу, не забежать. Да, но даже не стрелял, уже здоровье снималось. А видно, я зря бежал. Поздравляю. А может и зря. Да стрелять-то. Нормально. Поддёрка-то их стреляем. И добьем.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Как он сюда выбрался, интересно. Да как? Я же так хорошо все сделал. Вот я честно не понимаю, как тут нужно сражаться. Видите, скорость была отличная. Фокус тоже, в принципе, нормально. Вот как? Как? Я не понимаю. Вот. 90% скорости. Ни хрена. А хрен с тобой.
As fast as he was,
Задрала.
I was just a bit faster.
А ты реально такой?
And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about?
А ты реально такой пиздец с этими дуэлями. Теперь понятно, почему у меня тут пятая часть Call of Juarez, потому что они просто запылили эти хреновые дуэли, блин, еще не все, да? Эти хреновые дуэли.
Those were his last words.
Поливать на бесчестное убийство меня тоже так заканало. В общем, я понял суть в том, что фокус нужен для того, чтобы хотя бы чуть-чуть уворачиваться от этих пуль. Потому что если фокус будет меньше 70-80%, то нет смысла даже сражаться. Да и то даже когда уворачивался, он попадал. Ни от одной пули не смог вернуться. Ну, короче, ладно. Давайте уже продолжим следующую серию.